So, now that you know where the word exegesis comes from, and a large part of what I believe and teach that the word means, in this video, I want to go back to the beginning of the first sentence of the course description and keep exegeting it with you. That first sentence talks about introducing or reintroducing all of you as students to Greek. Why both words? Well, in the past, there have been some students taking this course who have had previous courses in Greek. But when I sent out a questionnaire to all of you by email in the run-up to our course, all of you who responded indicated this course will be your first experience with Greek and the Greek New Testament. And that's great. It means that we'll all be on the same track together. We'll all be starting to learn Greek, starting to exegete its meaning and significance, and starting to think about and practice ways it can mean to us and through us in ministry. For my part, I'll do my best throughout our course to keep things at a beginning level. And if you think I'm not doing that well for you, please get in touch with me, and I'll be glad to set up a time to spend time with you personally and try to help you understand what you didn't quite pick up on the way that you wanted to. Anyway, that brings us to the second half of the sentence I'm exegeting for you in the seminar description. That half of the sentence, the last half, talks about introducing you or reintroducing you to the basic elements of the Greek language, including the alphabet, morphology, grammar, syntax, and the art and science involved in exegesis. That's 5 or 6 things you'll be trying to learn that are basic to Greek and exegesis. So I want to say something to you about each of them. The alphabet. The alphabet's essential. It's got to become as familiar to you as the English alphabet. That's why I encouraged you in the pre-reading, if you did pre-read, to consider learning it with an alphabet song. If you didn't do that in the pre-reading, then you need to do that now. And if it helps and you haven't seen it, there is a video that I've made of a version of the Greek alphabet song that I used when I learned the Greek alphabet and that I've used when I teach the Greek alphabet. Now, I can honestly and humbly tell you that even as a Greek professor, I still sing the alphabet song to myself occasionally, even after all these years. Why? Well, one reason is because it helps me use the Greek dictionary from time to time. As is the case with the English dictionary, you have to know the names of the letters in alphabetical order to get to the right place in the dictionary. And sometimes it helps to sing or at least think through singing the alphabet to do that. But that's not the only reason to memorize the alphabet thoroughly. How about another reason? Here's one, actually more than one. Without memorizing the names of the letters and their alphabetical order and their sounds and their symbols, you won't be able to read any Greek to yourself or pronounce it out loud to others. The alphabet is essential. There are no two ways about this. You have to memorize it, and you have to be able to recognize the letters, pronounce the sounds, recite the letters in order. It's the first step in beginning to learn Greek. Now, whether you know it or not, in terms of exegeting the course statement, I've just done a word study with you on the word alphabet, what it means in Greek and why it's important, its meaning and its significance. So now let's talk about the word morphology. It's a strange word. It's another English word that's formed from 2 Greek words, like the word exegesis. The first Greek word in morphology is the Greek word morphos. It means form. When something or someone changes form in a video game or a movie, we say they morph, right? They morph from one thing to another. The second Greek word in morphology is logos. Logos means word. It's used in John 1:1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And it's used, that word logos is used elsewhere in the Johannine prologue too. It can mean actually many, many things. It has what we call a wide semantic range, a wide range of meaning in the Greek New Testament and in Koine Greek, common Greek outside the Greek New Testament in the first century. But one thing logos often means, besides word, is knowledge or understanding. When you put the two Greek words together and transliterate them by bringing the letters of the Greek alphabet used in Greek into the English alphabet and change a few things, all that together forms the English word morphology. Morphology means understanding how Greek words are spelled differently in order to serve different purposes, different grammatical functions, and create different meanings. Greek is an inflected language, and unlike English, it has a rich and multifaceted morphology. Fortunately for us, biblical software has taken away the need to memorize all the forms and their meanings. Biblical software, as you learn to use it, will sort all that out for you and let you click on a word or rest your cursor on a word, and as you do that, your software will give you the grammatical information you need to know, no matter how the word is spelled or formed. So you don't have to learn paradigms and patterns that show you all the ways a word can be spelled and all the forms and meanings it can take and have. But what you do need to know, and what we'll be trying to learn and lay emphasis on in our course, is how to take the information your biblical software tells you about grammatical function, grammatical analysis, what we call parsing in Greek studies, and how to turn that parsing information, that grammatical information, into meaning and translation to enrich your understanding of the Greek New Testament, and through you and your ministry to do the same thing for others. We've studied the word exegesis, we've studied the word alphabet, we've studied the word morphology. 3 word studies. Let's do one more. Let's talk about grammar, because the course description does. Maybe that term is familiar to you. Maybe it isn't as familiar as you would like it be to you. Maybe it even sounds a little intimidating. What do we mean by grammatical function, grammatical information, grammar? Well, we mean things like the tense of a verb. Is it past or present? Or the case of a noun. Is it in the subjective case, indicating the noun is a subject? Or the objective case, indicating the noun is a direct or indirect object? And what is a direct or indirect object? Once I've said these things, as a beginner, maybe all of you are kind of having an oh no reaction, because most English speakers learn grammar when they're young. And then they don't think much about it consciously. Its labels, its names, its abilities, its functions, its meanings. They just read and write and speak. You don't analyze grammar as you do that, do you? Unless maybe you have a grammar editor in your software that shows you where you're misusing grammar as you write. And then the oh no reaction only grows a little larger for a lot of beginning Greek students when they realize, as you probably are realizing right now, if you've done any reading or watching with Bill Mounts, Greek grammar and even English grammar is sometimes hard for us to pick up. In fact, Greek grammar, although it's similar to English grammar in many ways, is also different. So in this course, you're kind of relearning English grammar and then learning new Greek grammar as well. But I'm here to tell you in this video that oh no reaction should really be an oh yeah reaction. Why? Because understanding the information about Greek grammar is one of the ways the Greek New Testament will convey meaning to you that you have not seen before. More meaning, deeper meaning that you just cannot see when you read an English translation. So, have no fear as beginners. Your Bible software is going to give you grammatical information. You won't have to memorize or remember anything to see it. The software will give you the grammatical labels, the grammatical information, but your job will be to remember or know where to look, to understand what that information, what those labels mean. And I'll help you review your textbook in our course, help you learn to make use of your laminated sheet that condenses and summarizes the textbook, and help you discover online resources and other books that will help you make grammar your friend and your guide to a deeper understanding of the New Testament.